friends, welcome back to my channel, and finally welcome back to episode 4 of the Let's Build a House series. Now I'm well aware it has been way too long since I did the last episode. I'm super sorry for that. So what basically happened is I started this series thinking it was going to be a much easier series than my usual building videos, because I thought I can do it bit by bit, I won't be rushed to like do a whole house in a video. But what I didn't take into consideration is the fact that it takes me a couple of hours to like build each bit, like 1 or 2 hours to build each bit, and I would have to edit all of that footage because I was speaking like the whole of the build, and it was too much. I found it super overwhelming. So I'm back now and I'm going to do this series with like a bit of a different approach. So what I've decided to do is I am going to pre-record the speed build, speed it up slightly. I'm not going to speed it up as much as I would a usual speed build, and then I'm going to commentate over it, and hopefully you guys will still enjoy it as much as you do with the current series. So let's get into building the rest of the downstairs. So in today's speed build, we're going to be finishing the rest of the rooms downstairs. So I'm starting out by painting the garage floor the same colour as the driveway, and then I'm using this skirting board that we have running all the way around the outside of the house, and I want to extend this so it's on every wall inside the house as well, so we all like a finish nicely at the bottom. So I'm just going around all of the rooms and doing this because I didn't do it to the other rooms in the last episode. And then I realised I'm going to have to put doors on these 2 walls, so I deleted those for now and I went to put doors in. So I used this big door into the living room because I really liked how it looked into the dining room, and then I'm just adding the same normal door into the bathroom and office, and finishing off the skirting board again. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the garage. I'm just painting the garage walls the same colours as the outside of the house. The garage is basically going to match the outside, and then I'm not really fussed about what's in the garage. I'm just throwing some kind of generic garage things in there just to make it look a little bit more detailed, but this is really where you'd store like a car. So I've just put some counters in to start, and a few of these crates just to be kind of like storage crates. And then I'm also adding a sink in here, and then a few other bits and bobs, so like old cans of paint. I eventually add a fire extinguisher and some pipes to the wall, just anything I think might go into a garage, just to kind of dress this room up a little bit. So I decided to stick with that, so now I'm painting everything. So I'm painting these boxes linen just because it kind of matches the whole colour scheme of the house. So I'm painting those, and I'm painting the pipes as well. So I went for this grey colour with like a cashmere detail. Again, it matches the colour scheme of the rest of the house. I really want everything to tie together, so I try to repeat colours. And then I'm painting the counters. It took me a little bit of a while to decide what colours I wanted the counters. Eventually I settled on this kind of light green colour, this like, I don't know, kind of like muted green, and I've painted the fire extinguishers, and I'm just painting some random colours on the paint pots. I'm just going with very like nice pastel-y colours, so I think it goes with everything nicely. And that is pretty much it for the garage for now. So next I'm going to add some lights to it just so it's got a little bit of light and you can see in there. I'm just using these kind of hanging bulb lights. I think they're quite nice for a garage. I have these in our garage in real life, so I feel like they're kind of garagey lights. So I'm just adding 3 of those to light this room up, and I'm painting I'm painting the light linen, and I'm painting the dangly bit cashmere. And next I am moving on to putting flooring in the hallway, and I finished off this little bit of wall here with a pillar just to make it look a little bit more finished. I don't like leaving like walls like unfinished, and I decided to go with a blue and white theme in here. So I'm painting the walls fog, and then some of the walls I'm painting lily white, which is like my go-to white colour. And I'm just moving this door over because I didn't like how it was kind of blending into that pillar. And then I'm also going to paint the floor in the living room. In the living room I went for wheat on the walls, which is another really nice wall colour I like to use, and then I'm using 2 walls of the lily white again. And then I decided to add curtains to all of these long windows. I really love how this looks, especially when you paint them white. I think it just looks really pretty. So they are all painted, and then I'm starting to make work on the living room. So I started by putting some rugs in here because I always like a nice cozy rug, especially if I'm using a wooden floor. And I went for this grey colour, and I really love this overlapping texture on rugs at the moment. You'll see that I've been going to it a lot in recent builds. I just really like it, but I did really struggle with this living room at first, so I played around a lot with different sofas. It's quite a long, strange shaped living room, so it's quite difficult to kind of fit things in here, and I did really struggle. So I put this L-shaped sofa in the end, which I was happy with where this placed, but then I couldn't work out how to place any other chairs in there because I didn't just want the one sofa, I wanted to add a few different chairs. So now I'm moving on to the back of the living room, and I'm going to make like a kind of TV table kind of thing, like TV, I don't know what you'd call this thing, but like those kind of frames that go around TVs. It's like a shelf and there's like an area for the TV to go in. I'm not sure what they're called, but there's the TV, and I just used some counters and bookshelves, and then I'm painting them all like similar colours so they all go together. So I went with like this kind of yellowy green colour for the counter. The countertop I painted white, and I painted the handles white as well, and then I'm painting the bookshelves white so they blend in with the countertop, so it all looks like one kind of piece of furniture. And then I'm just moving those around so that the TV fits in the middle nicely. And then at this point I was pretty much like stuck to what I wanted to do in the living room, so I think I just gave up and decided I'd come back to the living room later because it was a real struggle. I mean, I put this little fire wood burner in the corner here, and I was kind of happy with it at first, but I do eventually move it. But trying to put the chairs and stuff in here was just so difficult. I eventually came back to the living room and kind of made it work a little bit better than right now, so most of this is irrelevant. I end up moving that sofa way too many times, so yeah, this is me struggling to do the living room. So this is the point where I gave up and decided we were going to do the entranceway instead. So I decided to grab this fan light that I'd used in the kitchen and put it into here. At first I added this table next to the door coming in, but then I realised that the table looked way too big and decided to switch it out for a different table in just a moment. There we go. So now I'm switching it out for the small patio table, which I really love at the moment for like a little decorative table. Throw a few plants on here and it just looks really pretty and kind of fills up an empty space nicely. So I'm just putting a few like succulents and the artificial grass on here, and I'm going to paint them all kind of the colours to match the house. So I went for grey and then a white like pot, I guess they're called, and then I just added a mirror into this space as well. It looks a little funny like between the pillars, but it just kind of adds something to that wall. Then I tried to add this light in this corner here and realised that I hated it and it was just too awkward going there, so I do eventually move it out and put a hat stand there instead. But I also put this little kind of tile under the door as well, which matches the carpet that I just put in the living room. So now I'm painting the hat stand. I think I painted it gold at first. I don't know if I change it or do I keep it gold. For some reason I think I changed it to white, but now I'm thinking about it, it probably does stay gold. Now I'm putting a picture frame in here just to kind of fill up that blank bit of wall. And then over here I wanted to do kind of some like overlapping picture frames. I really like how these look when they're filled with all different colours of pictures. It really just kind of brightens up a plain wall because I can't really fit much furniture into this hallway. It's quite slim. I'm not really going to fit anything down here where that wall is anyway, so this is just going to dress up that area. And then I remembered I need to paint the stairs because I almost forgot to do that. I remember thinking, wait a minute, those stairs need painting. I added this rug in here. It kind of looks a little bit awkwardly placed, but it turns out nice at the end. I don't hate it, so I do end up keeping it. And then I'm just adding a few more paintings into this gap here. I basically use paintings in any gap I have. I hate having like gaps of walls. Now I did also decide to paint the upstairs landing as well to match, so this is me doing that now. I'll probably eventually change some bits on there once I do the upstairs, but for now I decided to paint it to match. You can see it a little bit from the downstairs. So I'm just painting the floor wooden. I've painted the little banister thing blue to match the walls below, and I also ended up changing that one wall to be blue as well because I couldn't get the banister to work. And then I'm adding a few pillars here. And then I'm coming upstairs and putting doors into the room. I missed so many rooms at first, and then I have to come back and realise that I haven't put doors on the room. Like I missed the bathroom, I missed this big bedroom over here, so Just wait guys, I do come back and put doors on there. You'll realise I forget a lot of stuff in the builds. I remember in the last episode I forgot to put a fridge in the kitchen till the last minute, and I got so many comments like, where's the fridge? But I did put it in like right last minute. Now I'm just using some of these shelves that I've been doing throughout the house above the door. So it's just a shelf with a few kind of decorative bits on top. You can throw like plants, candles, books, anything like that. I just think it again dresses up a very plain area. So I'm doing this downstairs, and I do eventually do it upstairs as well. But I removed some of the candles because candles are one of the brightest lights in the game, and if you have too many of them, they're what's going to cause you to not be able to see anything. So right now it looks a little bit bright, but I do remove some of those candles, and also once you've got the roof on, it's not quite as bright as well. And I've added a few books to these ones just to make them all look a little bit different. I don't want all the shelves to be the exact same. As you can see, I realised that I didn't have a door on that room, so that's why that suddenly got a door, but I still haven't put a door in the bathroom. So what are you doing, Spookles? When are you going to realise that there's a bathroom on the other side? Okay, now I'm checking that it's not too bright up here. Added a few paintings into the gaps. And then suddenly I realised that that's a whole room over there that needs a door. Well done, Spookles. Anyway, back downstairs, I forgot to paint those picture frames. I think I do it later on in the video, or maybe I even did it out of build mode, I'm not sure. But I ended up just painting them wooden and linen texture. Now on this wall I decided I wanted to do like a wallpaper wall, like a feature wall, so I'm just using some decals for now. That's where the wallpaper is going to go, so it does look a little bit messy until I fix that. So that's me just filling this wall with decals. This room here is going to be a little at-home office. I'm not going to have too much furniture in here, it's just going to be a cute kind of aesthetic office. So I'm putting a desk in here. This is my favourite desk, just so you all know. So I've added that desk, and then I'm adding a little tile under it. I love these tiles over the like bathroom mat, because the bathroom mats are kind of like a little bit raised up, and I like how flat and like straight cornered these tiles are as little rugs. I added that lamp that I was going to add into the hallway in here instead, because I do really love these lamps. You just got to find like the right place for it. And I squeezed a mirror into this corner. I love these mirrors like paired with the little kind of patio table. I think they just look really nice. It's like a kind of Pinterest room that you see online. Oh, so now I'm actually deleting that tile that I've just spoke to you guys about, and I actually went for this square rug instead. Just a tip, I didn't realise for ages, like I've not been using this rug because it's two different colours, but you can literally paint it like each square the same colour and it's like one square rug. I am so silly. So that is me painting the rug, and I'm painting everything else. I'm painting the desk. Yeah, I ended up changing it to white marble. At first I was going to do this like light coloured wood, but I changed my mind. And then I'm painting this lamp. So I always go for linen on lighting, and then I have a wooden bottom, and at the top I went for this like light grey colour because it kind of goes with the whole colour scheme. Now I'm adding some books onto here and a few pen pots. I also decided to splash out and put a computer in here, but if you want to save some cash you don't have to use this. And then painting the books nice pastel colours, and I'm also painting the pen pots to match. I added a telephone in here, so if I want to invite anyone over to the house once it's done, I do have a telephone that I can access. And I also decided to paint the computer this nice kind of light blue colour to match the phone. And then I painted the two outside walls grey and kept that one wall white. And now I'm just trying to fill in some of the other spaces with some like decorative bits. So one thing I love filling spaces in is with bookshelves. So I'm going to add some bookshelves here that I can put some decorative items on. And I'm just painting those white to match the walls. Adding a few different books on here. So this is just the books off the desk, so I don't have to repaint them. And I like to put books both directions like this because I feel like it just makes it look a little bit more interesting. I'm adding a few kind of decorative bits on here. So I did a plant, and then I decided I wanted a plant on my desk as well. So I went over to the desk to add one there. Painting the llama that I've added. And then I like this little gold thing, so I added this on here as well. A few more of these like other stacked books just to kind of make it look a little bit more interesting. And then I added a shelf over the door in the middle. And I'm just using that fan again that I've used throughout the house for the lighting. I absolutely love this fan at the moment. Adding a few pictures on here. One picture on this side, and then I'm going to add a decorative table. I'm really liking this table as well, painted in marble. So I'm putting a few books and decorative bits on there. And I think that's pretty much the office done. So now I'm moving on to the bathroom. I'm just painting the walls white at first, but I do think I eventually changed them, and I decided to use shutters as the curtains. I really like how shutters look inside the house, especially if you make them like wooden. I think it's just something a little bit different and more interesting. It's not just like curtains like that I've got throughout the rest of the house. So I'm using these shutters on the windows, and then I've used this new tile texture on the floor. I'm really loving this tile texture. And these are the shaker counters, so I'm putting a few shaker counters in here, and I'm leaving a gap for where the toilet will go. Now this is a downstairs bathroom, so I'm not going to have a shower or bath in it, because we do have an upstairs bathroom where we will have the shower and bath, so I don't feel like I need one downstairs as well. I'm using these little tiles to make kind of a smaller bathroom mat in front of the toilet. Added a few extra bits. I added the like paper holder and the plunger, and now I'm doing like a decorative mirror. So I'm using this big mirror, but then I'm also going to grab some of the horizontal and vertical lights to kind of make it look a little bit different. You'll see what I'm doing in just a moment. So I'm painting the mirror frame linen wood, and then I'm also painting these linen wood, and it just makes it look a little bit more interesting. It's like a little kind of, the wood bits stick out and stuff. I like how it looks. I don't know how to explain it, but I like how it looks. So I'm just making sure I'm happy with how they're placed, and I think it looks pretty cool like that. It's just a little bit different than having a boring mirror. Now I've added a sink in there because, you know, you still need to wash your hands. And then I'm just painting the counters. I went for a blue colour on the counters with a marble top and cashmere handles. I think I went for. I can see a cashmere handle there, so I must have done. And I'm also painting the sink and the toilet lily white with cashmere kind of details. And now I'm just kind of putting some different kind of accessories about. So I'm adding some little towel racks on here. And a nice rose detail that I really like in bathrooms. And then I'm just adding like a few bottles of soap and things like that. Just anything I think would be in a bathroom, really, just to dress this counter up. I don't like leaving counters plain, so I just plan to put plants, bottles of stuff on there, towels. And then I felt like this area looked a bit too plain, so I added a picture frame in there and used the same like vertical light detail that I used on the mirror. And then I did decide to paint the walls fog so that they were a little bit different. So yeah, I was right, I did eventually change them. I think that was the bathroom done. Oh, I'm just adding a light in here. This is just, I forgot what this light's called. It's elderly ceiling lamp, I think that said. Yes, I'm just using an elderly ceiling lamp in there, just the same one that I use in the utility room. And I'm pretty much happy with these rooms. I'm just kind of going through and looking at them and seeing what they look like. So now we are back on the living room that I didn't know how to decorate earlier. So I'm actually going to try out a table design that I saw on Twitter. I don't know who came up with this design. I feel like it's something like Nessie would come up with. I've definitely seen her do something similar. But I'm using these books at the bottom of the coffee table just to add like a pop of colour to the coffee table and just make it look a little bit different. So I'm putting them all the way around. And then I'm just painting the coffee table. I decided to go with white marble with cashmere details, and then painting the books kind of all kind of similar pastel colours, so like warm tone pastels. I just think it looks really nice. I just saw it, like I said, I saw it on Twitter and thought it looked amazing and wanted to give it a go. So if anyone does know who came up with this, please do let me know that so I can credit them down below, because I didn't know whose it was. I didn't think it was the person who posted it. I think they got it from somewhere. So now I'm just moving these over, and I actually decided to make a kind of big, what do you call it? Windowsill over here. So in my house at home we have this huge windowsill under the living room window, and I kind of wanted to replicate it in here just to kind of make the living room a little bit smaller and like an easier space to work with, because like I said earlier, I was really struggling with the shape of the living room. So I'm just trying to make it a little bit smaller by adding this windowsill, and it also does end up looking really nice. I'm using fencing around here just so you can't see the edges of the table, and I'm filling it with these desks that I used in the office. I'm just painting the tables to match the floor so it's the same texture and colour as the floor, and then I'm just putting a few kind of fancy bits on here. So I added some vases, and then I also add like I think I put some like towels in the corner, this candle. I added a telephone as well, so we have 2 telephones now to ring people. I can invite all my friends to this house. So I'm just painting those towels. I do eventually add the telephone, I'm not lying, it will come. Apparently it comes much later on in the video, so now I'm just moving this fireplace over here, and I'm moving the firewood as well. I think it looks a little bit better here. I did quite like it where it was before, but it didn't really work there, like it wouldn't be next to a window. And then I decided to add another sofa in here. Yeah, I think I do keep this sofa, and I put it quite close to the door because you can still get through. Yeah, so I kept that sofa, moving the coffee table slightly so it fits kind of in the centre of where that sofa is. And adding this kind of small chair here as well. I just like a mix match of chairs and like a mix match of fabrics as well. And I'm putting that decorative table in again because I love that decorative table, it's literally everywhere. Adding a few different things onto the coffee table now, so I put a mug, I've put a vase, TV remote because we want to be able to reach the TV from where we are. That TV is a long way away, and I'm going to paint it to match the TV as well. And then I'm starting to paint the sofas. I can't remember what colour I painted this sofa, so it's going to be a surprise for me, we'll see in a moment. I'm painting it grey, I think. So I painted it this colour at first and decided that it just was not working. So now I'm trying out different colours. And I put the roof on as well so I can see what it actually looks like with like indoor lighting rather than outdoor. So there we go, I painted it grey. Then I'm painting this sofa striped. I love a good striped sofa, you'll see that I use this a lot as well. And then the final one, I think I keep white, but then I have a grey cushion on it. Yeah, I'm good at guessing now, guys. Now I am painting the fireplace, and I went with this nice green colour that I kind of used in the kitchen. And then I'm just painting the wood as well. So I went for a lighter wood and the cashmere like metal bits. Here we go, guys, I'm finally adding that phone I spoke about 10 minutes ago, and a few pens as well. So now I'm just adding a lamp in, but I think I moved this next to the other sofa instead. I didn't like it there. I think I ended up putting this table here there instead. So I copied the table that I used into the office, so it was there as well, and I moved the lamp over next to this sofa and added another little decorative table. And I'm just putting a mirror in to fill in this wall. I decided to go with the same kind of mirror that I used in the bathroom, so with like the wooden things. But this time I used a smaller mirror so I could put the wood things all the way around, and I really like how this looks as well. I like how the wood overlaps on each other. And now I'm just adding a few picture frames. Just one here, and then I do put one next to the fireplace as well, eventually. Adding the lighting again, the same fans that I've been using throughout the house. Oh, this is where I realised that I can just delete these bookshelves and just put them in here as well, just so it kind of saves me some time. So I'm copying the bookshelves from the office and putting them into the living room, so they've already got books on them, and then I'm just copying a few of the items over onto the empty ones. And now I'm just checking everything over. This is where I add the extra picture into this gap. I'm just seeing if I'm happy with all of the rooms now. So I like to go through all of them and just kind of rotate around. So in the garage, I remember that I never put a light box in there, so I'm just adding a light box now, and I'm using a few of these neon vertical lights to make it look like wires coming out of the light box. And now just checking all of the rooms again. And I think that might be me done. Yeah, we are finished. Oh no, I realised that I didn't paint those picture frames that I mentioned earlier. And now we're finished. So I have finished the downstairs now. I'm going to take you guys inside and I can show you around. So this is the downstairs. We'll come inside and we will see the entranceway first of all. It is looking a little bit bright. I might have to turn some of the candles off. It's slightly bright up here. I don't know if it's the candles up here. Like I don't have any ceiling lights up here. It's already quite bright, so I might have to turn some of those off. But this is the downstairs area. I really like how this little entranceway looks. We have a decal here. Here we have the hat rack, coat rack, the little decorative table and the mirror. This looks really, really pretty. And we have this like decorative wall of pictures here, which I really like how that's turned out. And then this is the living room, which was super difficult to build. You guys will see that I really struggled doing this living room, but I think it's turned out really nice in the end. Like we have the big windowsill over here, which I think looks so pretty and different. Like I don't think I've seen anybody else really do anything like this in a build, and I think it looks really nice, so I'm definitely going to try do it in some other builds as well. But I'm really happy with how this living room looks. The TV stand looks really pretty, and yeah, everything just goes together so nicely with the colour scheme. And then the other rooms we added, so we added the bathroom. This one is, yeah, so the mini bathroom. This looks nice as well. I'm happy with this. It's just a very like basic downstairs bathroom. It's not got too much in it, but I really like how it looks and the colour scheme's really pretty. And then the next room is the office. As you can see, I've now put a wallpaper texture in here. I will link it down below. Most of the decals are by the YouTuber Azia, just because she makes some of the nicest decals in my opinion. But this is the office. I'm really liking how it looks. We have the two bookshelves here, which I think looks really nice with like the shelf over the door in the middle. I really love this little bit here with just like the table and the picture over. I think this looks super pretty. And then we just have the like standing light there. And I think this is a super nice office. I'd love to have this in real life to like sit in here and make my videos. And then, well, we added the, wait, we'll have a quick look upstairs, even though I've already kind of been up here. So this is the upstairs area. Oh, I never put a decal up here. I guess I'll do that when I actually do the upstairs for definite. So I've not done decals up here, but that is totally fine. We'll fix that when we actually work the upstairs. And then we have the garage. If we come out here and across the path, we have the garage in here, which I think looks pretty decent for a garage. It's like I could have put some more stuff in here, but for now I think it's okay. Like if you put a car in here, it would definitely fill it up a little bit better, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks overall. I'm super happy with the whole of this house, to be honest. Like I really did want to like get on with building it again. Like it was never anything like I didn't like the build. I absolutely love how this house is looking. It was just like the overwhelming fact of having to edit these videos. But anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy the next part of the Let's Build a House series. I will try to get the next part up as quick as I can, hopefully within the next few days. As always guys, please do like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. Comment down below with any future video ideas, and a huge thank you for watching. Bye guys. Mwah.